What's going on, everyone? So, Los Angeles Lakers handled the Toronto Raptors. I know people are a little disappointed in that win. It's a game where you had such a lead. You know you're not going to lose. Lakers got whatever they wanted whenever they wanted it. I don't like them kind of coasting. I don't like the fact that they took their foot off the gas. However, it's one of those games where it's like, you're just trying to get out of there unscathed, right? You're trying to get out of there healthy as can be for the games that really matter. I don't believe at any moment the Lakers were in jeopardy at any point, even when the game was going on. Talked about it. This was a game where I felt like the Lakers were in full control, start to finish. Toronto had their little runs, made things interesting, but every time Lakers just went heavy dose, boom, here you go, send the lead, and we're in good shape, and ultimately pulled off the win. First road win. And now the Lakers are going to look to try to get their second road win, this time against the Detroit Pistons. Once again, you cannot lose this game. Like I said, against the Toronto Raptors, right? You cannot lose this game to the Detroit Pistons. You got to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. You beat the teams that you're supposed to beat every time, and then, you win the series against the teams that are kind of, so-so. And then you at least split with the teams that are, in that stratosphere. Well, then, guess what? You're going to be a top 3 to 4 seed in the Western Conference. So, Lakers need to handle business. They are still looking great, 4-2. You know what's better than 4-2? 5-2. That's what the Lakers need to do. They need to go into Detroit, handle business, win this road win. Talked about going into not only the Toronto Raptor game, but also the Detroit Pistons game. These are the two games that you use to get right. Right? You look good the first 3 games. You played 3 legitimate, bona fide playoff teams, right? But you don't want to start falling off the rails here a little bit, right? You had the game in the Phoenix Suns where it's like, okay, you know what? It was a game that you kind of just brush off. You just kind of look at that game and you go, man, we could have, arguably should have won that game. We were in it down the stretch late. If we just hit an extra shot, or, if LeBron gets you 14 instead of 11 and he doesn't play the worst game he's had in 10, 20 years, right, you win that game. So you had that game. Then you had the game where you just went in and just got dog walked the entire way. Right, just absolutely dominated. And it really boiled down to taking care of the basketball. You needed to take care of the basketball, which you failed to do. And you needed to move and share the basketball and play the right way, which, again, you failed to do. But you look at the Raptors game. Wasn't a perfect game by any stretch of the imagination. Should have been better. But you had 10 turnovers to 29 assists. That's what you need. You look at the Toronto or the Cavs game. You had 20 turnovers to 21 assists. You had almost as many turnovers as you did assists. You're not winning very many of those games. But, again, Detroit is a team that wants to be good. They're just not very good. But they do have some players. They do have some talent. And they're a team that, if you sleep on, they're gonna hold their own. Right? You're the Lakers. Every team wants to beat you. Every team wants to show up. Every team wants to be in the headlines, hear their name talked about in the articles as they helped to beat the Los Angeles Lakers, or they scored the most points in the game that beat the Lakers. Right? So, a team like Detroit that isn't going to have much to celebrate and much to cheer about, guess what they are going to have? They're going to have an opportunity to try to go in and beat you. Now, another big thing, the Detroit Pistons will be coming off of a back-to-back against the Lakers. So they played the Brooklyn Nets yesterday, and now they play the Los Angeles Lakers today. So, again, another reason why the Lakers should win this game. Now, look, Detroit is a young team. They should be fresh, should be energized for this game. They should be willing to come in, handle business, but you got to handle your end, right? This is a team that if you show up, right, and you play the right way, you're gonna win. All right, this is a game that, hey, if you do what you're supposed to do, you're going to win. Don't play their game, play your game, and you're going to be in great shape. So, Detroit, I look at as a game where, like Toronto, you continue to work on the things that you need to work on. Continue to work on the good habits. The problem with the Toronto game, and the issue I have with them taking their foot off the gas, again, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think it's that big of a concern. But the reason I don't like the Lakers taking their foot off the gas is because, again, the Phoenix game, as well as the Cavs game, and just the season in general, them getting off of what works, them getting away from the game plan and the offense and buying in defensively and all the little nuanced things that are important, all of those things, the Lakers need to continue to build and grow on, right? You're learning a brand new system. Yes, it's the same team, but you're learning an intricate offense. This isn't just like, hey, we're going to run this singular play. No, hey, we're just going to run pick and roll all game. Right? No, you're running actions on top of sets, on top of, it's this whole complex offensive system, which is great. I love it. You love to see it, right? Play gets broken up and immediately leads into another action, right? Like, it's not like a play gets broken up. Oh no, now what do we do? No, they know exactly what to do. That's how you want your offense to run. That's how you want this team to be fluid constantly. But again, the Lakers are still learning. They have their moments where it doesn't look quite right. They have moments where they look great and they look brilliant, but there are other moments where it doesn't look quite right. And they do have moments where they kind of get stagnant or they get in heavy isolation and guys aren't moving the way that they should be moving and all of that. Right? So I want to see the Lakers use these games to really kind of build on what they need to build on. Kind of use these games to really kind of hone the craft that they're trying to learn. Rather than, like I said, in the first half, you did it, and you look great, and you're up 25, 26, and it's like, oh, you're going to beat this team by 50. And, and realistically, you expect some release of the gas pedal. You expect some, okay, were we really going to beat these guys by 50, or, do we just kind of want to coast the rest of the way? But, again, the problem was, it wasn't that they just coasted. It was that they got away from playing the right way. They weren't engaged the way that they were in the first half. They weren't locked in the way that they needed to be. They got away from their offensive sets and actions and got very ISO heavy at times. The perimeter defense continues to be a real issue and problem. And, credit Toronto, they were hitting some crazy shots down the stretch and really got hot down the stretch, especially Grady Dick, right? You had guys that, stepped up for Toronto, and the Lakers just kind of knew, hey, we're going to win this game, right? It's fine. We just got to make sure that we keep it within a good range. And you saw it. They'd get to 6, and then all of a sudden, Lakers are just going a 8-0 run or 7-0 run. Right? And then they get it back to, 8, and then it's okay, let's go on a 5-0 run. And then they get it back to 6 again, and it's okay, here's a 6-0 run, right? Lakers, it never felt like the Lakers were going to fall short, right? But again, these are the games where you're supposed to flush in and out. Now, I would like this 5th, 6th, 7th game of the season rather than, 50th, 67th, 70th game of the season. But go in, play the right way, handle your business, do what you're supposed to do. All right, let's rattle off some wins here. And then build that momentum, build that infrastructure so we can go and take on the Memphis Grizzlies. That's going to be a real task. That's going to be a team that, is up there with you. And, if you lose this game, now all of a sudden you guys have the same record and they have the tiebreaker, right? And they're a team that's in your conference that you can't afford to lose to, right? That you want to make sure you're staying ahead on. And they're a team that, yes, Memphis hasn't looked great at times either, but you know that they're a good basketball team, and you know that they're going to, guess what, show up against the Lakers. You know that they're going to be a team that has no issue trying to beat you, right? And, Ja Morant is going to play like he's never played before because it's what he does against the Lakers. So, again, we need to make sure we're playing the right way. We need to make sure we're doing the things that we're supposed to be doing. We need to make sure that we take care of business in the games that we're supposed to take care of. Go in, beat Detroit, all right? Let's get a good, solid win. A win's a win regardless, Whether you beat them by 40 or you beat them by 4, either way, you still win the game. But I would like a nice, not even blowout win. I'm not even saying they have to beat Detroit by 40, but like at least in control, start to finish type game, right? Like where the Lakers are clearly in control and they're playing the right way. If through playing the right way, you end up winning by 40, then fine. Great, beautiful. But I want to see the Lakers play the right way, whether it's wins, whether it's losses, because then you could say, hey, at least you played the right way. It was just one of those games. It was just one of those nights. It was bad, right? Rather than like, oh, we're this team that, we just get off of what we do, and that's why we lose, or that's why we're bad. So, anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you have concerns about the Lakers? You think, like, nah, they'll handle business. They'll coast to coast, handle this game, get this done. Do you have any concerns, any questions, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are? I'd love to hear it, so let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.